Hi guys, it's Donna with Donna Loves Yarn, because I do. I just wanted to do a real quick impromptu video. I didn't make any notes or anything, so if I'm a little bit scatterbrained, that's why. First of all, I want to thank all of my new subscribers. I've had quite the influx of new subscribers over the last couple of days, and I'm not sure where they're coming from. But I really appreciate each of you, new ones and the ones that have been with me for, a while. This channel's not very old, so really all my subscribers are new subscribers to me. This channel is really all about crochet and yarn. And who knows, maybe one day I will delve into knitting, which I will talk about here shortly. But it's definitely about yarn. As you can see, I love yarn. I'm just crazy about it, particularly natural fiber yarns. I have very little, if any, synthetic yarn. I have some synthetic blends, but for the most part, it is natural fibers, hand-dyed, and those like that. So if you like any or all of that, I think you'll really enjoy this channel, and I'm going to make it the best I can make it. But just know that I'm recording on my phone, and I do very little editing. I've started to get into how to use InShot for my editing. So I'm just learning as I go. So I appreciate you watching, and let's get into it, okay? And as you can see, I'm recording in my yarn room again, and I'll start with that. My last video, I gave you kind of a little room tour, and I've decided to change things up a bit. So before today, these cubes that you see behind me, they were on another wall to my left. So I decided to put them on this wall because I have a desk downstairs in the basement that I'm going to move up here this weekend, and I'm going to put it on the wall that I'm facing, because there's really nothing on that wall now except for a picture hanging on the wall and my lamp. So I'm going to put that desk against this wall. That way I'll have a comfortable chair to sit in and record, or I don't know if it's going to be comfortable enough to stitch in. But, it's a better chair than what I have in here now, which I just measured it yesterday. My desk is 20 inches deep. This chair is almost double that. So I'm going to gain a lot of floor space getting rid of this huge chair and the ottoman. I didn't even measure it with the ottoman. So with the chair and the ottoman, it takes up more than half of the width of this room. So it's out of here this weekend. And I'm going to put the desk up here, and that's where I'm going to record. And that's the main reason why I moved these cubes back here, because I wanted that to be my backdrop. I still have yarn on this wall over here. I won't show you now. We'll do another room tour after I get everything situated. I have yarn over here. I have a little bit over here on this wall, which is next to the closet. And I have some more in front of the big window in this room, which is in front of me. But I will, like I said, I will do a proper tour after everything is in its place and cleaned up. I still have organizing to do. I still have whips to go through and either frog or finish. My hallway still has those items lining the floor of the hallway. I've done a little bit. I have I have gone through it, and some of it I've put in a box to find a new home for. So I'm trying. I'm trying really hard to go through it all and get everything the way I want it to be. With that said, that's out of the way. Next thing I'll talk about is what I'm wearing. I finished my shrug. Well, it's not going to be for me. I think I'm going to give it to my daughter. But other than having some ends to weave in, it is finished. And I like the size. It fits me. She's smaller than me, so she may not even want it or wear it. But, you know, it's okay if shrugs are big, right? I think so. I asked in my last video about the sparkly yarn to add to the border. And I did one row of the border and I forgot to add it. And I'm glad I did forget it, because it would have been a little bit too much. But I went ahead with the dark pink. I'm wishing now I'd have gone with the white. But it's still okay. I don't know if you can really... Yeah, you can see it a little bit. So just the one row of the border that has the sparkly dark pink. And let's see if I can... It's plenty long. I haven't blocked it. I don't know that I will. It's cotton. It's got a nice collar. See, I still have ends to weave in. But I think it turned out really, really pretty. And I'm proud of myself that I finished it. I actually finished it. So excited. And it worked up really pretty fast. So now I can concentrate on getting a commission project finished, which is a poncho. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And I learned about this poncho. I think I mentioned it in my last video. I learned about this poncho from Stina at My World of Crochet. And this is a paid pattern at Hobie. And I liked how it looked. So I don't like to pay for patterns. But I did pay for this one, and I'm glad I did, because it's cool. I'll show you a picture of it. The inline's alpaca poncho, and I think it's only $5. It's really long. I mean, it goes all the way to her knees. The woman that I'm making it for keeps telling me she's only 5'3", so she doesn't want it this long. Therefore, I'm going to have to be really aware of... I'll just probably do like 10 fewer rows. It's supposed to be 49 rounds. I may only do, I don't know, 39 or 40. Or maybe I'll judge it at 30. I don't think she wants it very long. Because I'm using a different yarn, the neck hole is way bigger because I'm using a heavier yarn, so I'm using a bigger hook, right? I'm using a 6mm hook with a size 4 weight yarn. So the neck opening is pretty large. But as you can see, there's a collar that you add to it, and there's no increases for the collar. So now I'm wondering if I should try to add decreases. And if so, how to implement that so that it's even. And it doesn't look like a, I don't want it, I just want it to be a little bit snugger, I think. It's 180 stitches. So if anybody knows how I can decrease it down to maybe 160, I'm just guessing. Decrease it by 20 stitches maybe, slowly. I don't know. Maybe that's not a good idea. We'll see. I'll go ahead and do a few rows of the 180 and see what it's like. But I think I need to decrease because of the larger hook. So I'm going to show you what I have so far in the poncho. And Stina actually did a video today and she showed the progress on hers. She's been working on hers since Christmas. This actually works up. It's very easy. And she was talking about it today in her video, and it is mindlessly easy. It's just front post, back post, double crochets. So easy. So I'm doing this in black, red heart soft, and every 10 rows I'm going to add 1 row of what's it called? Oh, here we go. Just yarn tweed in the charcoal tweed. Just 1 row. And I asked her what color she wants the collar. And I think if I did all the collar in this, I think it would be pretty. I thought about white, but I think white would be too stark of a difference. I think it would be really pretty, but it might be too stark of a change going from black to white for a collar. But I think we've agreed on the charcoal tweed for the collar. I think that would be really nice. So let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 rounds so far. And it's supposed to be 49. So I am not even halfway there. Even if I stop at 30, that's halfway. 30 is going to be too short, I think. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it looks like at 30. But I love this. And it's the texture. If you're a fan of texture, this is a great pattern. I love texture. It's just cool. But the neck opening is really big. Well, because I like that one so much, I came in here last night looking at my yarns, just, I don't know, for inspiration. And I have a whole bunch of this scarfie that my sister gave me a year ago. This is in cream taupe, and it's up there on that rack up there. I think she gave me like 8 skeins of this. And this is, how many yards? 312 yards. So it was a good amount of yarn. And I've not really done anything with it yet and finished anything. I've started a couple things, but I haven't finished it. So I thought this would make a great looking poncho. Awesome. And this is a 5 weight. But I think it's a thin 5 weight. To me, it is. It's not that much bigger than a 4 weight to me. And it's roving, which is my favorite. It's single ply roving. So I love it. And here it is with that yarn. Oh my gosh. I absolutely love this. Ugh. I just realized it looks a lot like one of my favorite sweaters. Same colors. I love this. And once it's done, it's going to be so warm. But again, it's got a really big neck opening. But this is going to be full size. I'm going to keep going until it's the length that will work well with me. Another thing I was thinking about was adding sleeves to it. And I know that Crystal at Bag O' Day did a poncho with sleeves. And it seems like it would be really easy to do. You know, you go however long, and then you would attach here for the sleeve, and then you would just work in rounds, right? Isn't it that easy? You just work in rounds until the sleeve is as long as you want it. if I'm wrong, somebody tell me, but I think that seems right to me. And that would be very easy to do. But that would be cool with sleeves. Don't you think? I think it would be so cool with sleeves. I want to do that. I definitely want to do that. All right, so there's that. I also mentioned in my last video that I was waiting on a set of knitting needles that I went to my friend's mother-in-law's to learn how to start to knit. I've been practicing here and there. I practiced quite a bit last night. And I researched because I saw one video from Arna and Carlos on the Norwegian method of continental style knitting. And they made it look so easy because the yarn just rests on your finger, and so everything is really close. You're not holding anything out and wrapping. The yarn is right there on your finger. You pick it up off your finger and then you go in and you do your knit stitch, and it looks so easy. Well, apparently I hold my needles like a death grip, and so the tendon in my right thumb is having some pain. It hurt. Why are you scratching the rug? It hurt pretty bad last night. And It's had issues with this tendon before. So I put on my trusty band today, and it's not as bad as it has been, but I don't want to get it to that point, obviously. So the knitting is going to go on the back burner for now until this heals, and I need to try to hold that needle a little more loosely and relaxed. But this learning to knit makes me very nervous. So I just need to learn how to relax and hold it more loosely before I try it again. And I think I got to the point where it was kind of a modified Norwegian, because I don't know, I can't really explain, but everybody has their own kind of rhythm that they do, and I'm thinking that might be what happens to me. So it's kind of a cross between Norwegian and continental. I'm not holding the yarn way out and doing this. It's kind of halfway in between, a little bit off of the needle, but I'm stitching very tight, and I need to try not to do that. And I actually tried, here's my sample right here. I tried with this yarn, which is the thickest yarn that I've tried with. This is that Scarfy. But here is my sample. This is all that I did last night, and this is as far as I've let myself go without tearing it all out. I probably put too many stitches on here. I probably put way too many on here. But that's the best that I've done so far. I mean, I obviously need a whole lot of practice. Whole lot of practice. Here we've got some valleys. Some hills and some valleys, and that was not on purpose. So I'm guessing that's a tension issue. But this is going to go on the back burner for a while till my tendon feels better. Yeah, because I'd like to learn. I really would like to learn. But I'm not in any hurry. Last thing, I was on Facebook last night, and one of my crochet groups posted something that got a lot of people talking. And long story short, we created a local crochet page for those of us that live like within, I don't know, 20 miles of me. I used to live in a town, a rural town north of me, and then I moved in November. Uh, but I have acquaintances still in that town because I lived there for like 6 or 7 years. Anyway, this group was created, and she created a little chat room for us all to chat together in, and so we were all chatting. And then the subject came up of having a room reserved at the local library there, and we could all get together and, crochet and chat and trade and whatever. So that's tomorrow at noon. I don't know how many of us will be there. We've got the room reserved, I think, for 2 hours. They told her if it goes beyond that, they're going to have to charge her. If anybody's waiting or wants to use that room, they'll have to charge her. So I don't know if we'll be there for more than 2 hours. I have no idea. But it'll be fun, I think, to get together with some local ladies and talk about crochet and see what everybody's working on. It just so happens that one of the ladies that lived next door to me when I lived up there, she's part of the group. The initial crochet group that was then invited to this chat group. So she private messaged me and she's like, "Did you move?" I said, "Yeah, I moved in November." I mean, she and I weren't that close, so it's not like I was going to go and tell them I'm moving. We chatted over the fence because she has a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, and her dog and my dog would chase each other around the fence and back and forth and bark and all that. So we became acquainted a couple of summers ago. But that's as far as that went. We're just fence neighbors, fence friends. So she's going to try and be there tomorrow. I had no idea she crocheted. Of course, at the time that I met her, I wasn't crocheting then, so it wouldn't have come up. And I haven't seen her since I started crocheting, which was March of 2022 is when I started crocheting. I haven't really seen her since then. So she says she's going to plan on being there. Another acquaintance of mine that started to teach me spinning, she's going to try to be there. That effort at spinning did not go very far. I decided that I'm not coordinated enough to spin. Another lady that has bought yarn from me before, she might go. I think those are the only three. There's another one, but I don't know that she'll be there. So we'll see. And maybe we can get together and do this once a month. I've heard of groups in other communities that meet up once a month or however, and for that purpose, to talk about crochet and just sit around, stitch and chat and just be hens. So that'll be fun, I think. I'm a little bit of a late riser, so I'll have to get up a little earlier than I would normally get up, because I'm usually up till like 3 a.m. So I get my full 8 hours, which, if you can do the math, I don't get up until just before noon. I have to have 8 hours. So I'll have to try to get up early or get to bed a little bit earlier than normal. I usually wait up for my son to get home, and he gets home about 12:30. Well, I'm usually in the process of working on a project, so I don't feel like, the thing. One more row, one more row, one more row, and before you know it, it's 2:30. So, yeah, that'll be fun. So my next video, I will report on that adventure. And like I said, this weekend, I'm going to redo this room and things will start, I think, falling into place once I have more room in this room on the floor. I have very little real estate as it is. Trying to think if there's anything else I should be covering. Gosh. I think on my next video, I am going to do the, what's it called? Three truths and a lie that Shannon at Shannon Talks Yarn, she started. So I told her that I would do it and tag her. I'm not prepared to do it now. So I guess I could make something up on the fly. 3 truths and a lie. Gosh, we're already at 26 minutes. 3 truths and a lie. Okay, now bear with me because, I'm not prepared. You know what? I'm going to save it for next time because I'm not good at that. Okay. So I guess that'll be it for now. I appreciate all the comments on my last video. It has gotten the most views, I think, of any of my crochet videos so far. Right now it's over 800 views. I can't believe it. And that was the video about my Holy Grail yarn haul. I think I have decided that I want to get more minis. Where did I put my minis? I don't know what I did with them. I'm going to reach out to the woman and ask her. I know she's got more. So I'm going to reach out and ask her what she wants for the rest of her minis. What did I do with them? I don't know what I did with them. Oh, they're out in the other room. Because I got an idea of what I can make with those minis. I can make a cowl. Brandy at Queen of Skeins showed off a knit cowl that she made with her advents, which are, if I'm not mistaken, mini skeins. So I think I'll do that. The ones that I got were like in a series. One was, I want to say it's like hot. It was a hot series and the other was a cool series or something like that. So I don't want to mix them, but I know that the woman that sold them to me has more of the same. So I'm thinking I want to maybe do 2 cowls using the 2 different series of colors. One of them is like reds and oranges and yellows, I think, and then the other is like blues and greens. So that's a cool idea that Brandy had to make a cowl out of each of those little minis. I didn't know what I just have to figure out, how many rows of each that I can do where it'll be even. If anybody has any more ideas, I'd appreciate that. Anyway, as I was saying, I appreciate all the comments from my last video. It must have been, or I don't know. I don't know how people are finding my videos. But I was surprised at all the comments and then all the new subscribers. Every chance I get, if it's appropriate, I will share my channel and on social media. So it's possible that some of the new people were some of the local gals in the crochet group that were chatting with me last night, because I shared it there. We'll see. I didn't recognize any of the names. Okay, so with all that out of the way, I think I am done here. Just a quickie, 30 minutes. Quickie video to catch you up on what's going on. One more thing. I was going to wait, but I guess I'll just share it now. I'm getting a rabbit. I will post her picture. I guess I'll put it like right here. I'm new at editing, so hopefully this works. I'm going to post her picture right here. And I should be getting her in a couple of weeks. She's about a year old, and she's a lion head rabbit. I've been wanting a rabbit for a long time. I had one as a kid. Greatest pet I think I ever had was that rabbit. And I got that rabbit off of, and some of you might be familiar with the KCPT or public television auction that they used to have. This was probably back in the late 70s. So probably all communities with public television stations had these auctions. And I used to watch every year. I don't know why, but I used to watch every year. And there'd be local personalities that would pop in, so that's probably why I watched it. But anyway, they auctioned off this rabbit. I don't think the rabbit was actually there. I don't think it was actually there. I don't even remember how they auctioned it. But they auctioned a rabbit. So this rabbit happened to be in Greenwood, Missouri. I had never been to Greenwood. I was probably, 13 or 14 years old. And I think I bid, my mom said I could have it. So I think I want to say $15 or $20, maybe. I don't know. $5? I can't remember. So I won the rabbit, and my mom and I drove. And at that time, Greenwood was probably almost an hour drive from where we lived. So we drove all the way to Greenwood, and they had outside this huge hutch of a bunch of different rabbits. And I was attracted to this one particular rabbit. I don't know why, but I was. And he was white with black ears. And I believe he had a little bit of black around his eyes, maybe. But I know he had black ears. And I just fell in love with that rabbit. And we took him home. And I named him Hugh. I named him Hugh. And yeah, it was probably Playboy related. I don't know, maybe. But I named him Hugh after Hugh Hefner. I don't know where a 13 or 14-year-old would have gotten that notion. I don't know. But that's what I named him. And I had him, I was telling my son this story just yesterday. I had him for probably, he was full grown. I probably had him for 3 or 4 years. Till one day, I don't know if a dog or something got a hold of him, and the hutch was outside, and I want to say it rained. It rained that night, and it was a wooden hutch, and all I remember is going outside, and there was fur on the wire, I think on the door. I remember fur. And I never saw him again. Didn't find a body. So that was the end of Hugh. So I've wanted one really for a long time. I had one, gosh, probably 30 years ago, but he was mean. He would bite. He was very mean. And I must have rehomed him or something. I don't remember what happened to him, but he was really mean. This one, I'm assured, is very calm and sweet and cuddly. So, like I said, I'm going to share a picture. And she's white and has black ears with a little bit of black around her eyes. I'll have to come up with a name. Maybe you guys can suggest a name based on the picture. But once I get her, I will make sure and share her with you. I ordered food and a open pen type metal situation, and I'm gonna keep that in the basement with the cooler weather. And then by the time the warmer weather gets here, I'm gonna get a hutch. We've got a shed outside, and I will have a hutch out there so that she can be out there in the evenings, maybe. I don't know. I haven't decided yet how I'm going to keep her in the warmer months, because I don't think there's a window or any kind of ventilation out there in the shed. So I'm not sure about that. It was just a thought. But I will get a hutch to put her in so she can be outside. The nice thing about the wire, it's like a playpen type thing. I can take that and put it in the yard, and she can eat grass and be out in the sun and whatnot. You know, it's probably easy to take apart and put back together. But it'll be a couple weeks before I get her. She's at a foster. She's in a fostering situation right now. These rabbits were saved from being euthanized. So that'll be fun. That'll be a fun little addition. I don't want to get another dog. I don't want to deal with that. This house is too small to have another dog unless it was a Chihuahua. I don't want to deal with a cat because cats will claw your furniture, and I don't want to clean a litter box. As a matter of fact, the litter box that I got for the rabbit, they're disposable, made of like wood pulp. You know, I don't have to clean it. I can just, when it needs to be replaced, I just put it in a trash bag and out it goes. I don't have to clean the litter box. I've done my share of that. No thanks. Anyway, it'll be kind of fun to have a little rabbit. I just hope Goober is okay with her. My son is a little bit concerned about him because he says he's got a pretty decent prey drive. But I think as long as the bunny is not hopping around in front of him, I think it'll be okay. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. If I have any notion that he is going to get a hold of that rabbit, I will definitely take her back to the foster family because I don't want anything bad to happen to her. Okay, so that's everything. That is everything now. So that took an extra 10 minutes. But I will share her with you once I get her in a couple of weeks. And any name suggestions would be great. I probably won't think of one until I have her in my hands and see her personality, and I don't know. I'm not going to name her till I have her. But suggestions would be fun. All right, I am going to hit the road. I'm going to go and work on these ponchos some more. I've got to get this black one done. This woman has been waiting for months. And this is the second iteration of a poncho. The first one I started, I just wasn't feeling it. I didn't like it. But I think she'll really like this one. I do. So I'm going to be working on that, I guess, tonight. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you hung out with me this far, I really appreciate the watching. I appreciate all the new subscribers. Thank you so much, you guys. Give me some comments down in the comments section, please. And yeah, that's about it. And that's usually not good. I think I put my blinds down. Anyway, you know, I thought of this last night too. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe because I assume that you're an intelligent person. If you can make your way to find this video and if you like it, you don't need someone like me to ask you to subscribe. Of course I would love that. But I'm not going to be one of those channels that subscribe and hit the bell. You know what to do. You know what to do. And whether I ask you to do it or not, it's not going to sway you one way or the other. That's my opinion. I mean, I would think it goes without saying that if you go and watch somebody's channel and you like what they have to present, you're going to subscribe and you're going to hit the thumbs up and you're going to hit the notification if you want to be notified of new videos. You're smart enough to know all that. I don't need to tell you or ask you. So that's not going to be part of this channel. I'm just going to say that now. It's not going to be part of my spiel. You're smart enough to know what you want to do. And that's all. That thought hit me last night, so I'm glad I thought about it to add to the end of this video. I appreciate everybody who watches. I appreciate all my subscribers, all my new ones, all my old ones. And I hope that you stay. I hope that you continue to watch. And I hope that you engage in comments because I enjoy getting those emails telling me that somebody commented. That's really fun. And if you subscribe, if you have some subscribers already, generally I'm going to subscribe back to you. So if that's incentive, there you go. Generally I will subscribe, especially if you have an active channel. I will subscribe back to you. Unless it's content I'm not really interested in. But I don't know. Maybe I will anyway. It just seems fair to me to subscribe back once you take the time to subscribe to me. All right. I'm going to shut this down and get it uploaded. And I will see you guys on the next video, probably Monday after I get this room sorted out this weekend. I'll probably do another video on Monday. Yeah, and once again, I didn't write down the date. It's the end of January 2024, and today's Friday, the last Friday of January 2024. Yeah. Anyway, thank you again, and remember, don't ever forget, Jesus loves you, God loves you, and so do I. Take care, you guys. Have a great weekend coming up. And I don't know what else to say. So I'll just say goodbye. I'll see you next time, guys. All right. See ya. Bye.